What's up, y'all? Welcome back. If you are new here, welcome to another video. If you're watching this at the time of upload, hopefully you enjoyed your holidays. We are back in the garage working on the Evo yet again. Of course, as usual, the goal today is to get the transmission off the car. But I was looking at it here just a second ago, and we're gonna have a engine support beam that goes across right here to help hold this thing up once that's off. And so it's gonna kind of be in the way to get to the intake manifold and all that kind of stuff. And so first off, I wanna get the intake manifold off the car and the exhaust manifold off the car, get them out of the way and out of there. So let's do that first and then we can carry on. Okay, so first things first, exhaust manifold. This thing is super rusty, as you will see in the next shot that I will show. I went through a while back and loosened up all the nuts on here just to see if I could, and they are rusted together on a lot of these, and so the nut and the stud is spinning on some of them, which is not a huge deal. We have new studs and all that stuff to go on here, but I'm hoping they come out nice and smooth and don't cause any damage to like the threading and all that stuff on there, on the head and all that. So yeah, off you come. Alrighty, off it comes with every bit of RTV they ever made, it looks like. Oh, Jesus, unbelievable. All right, well, that's that. Okay, so now to clean this up, I'm gonna go ahead and get this gasket off of here. I'm gonna scrape off a lot of this RTV or whatever it is they used here to get this thing to seal, and go from there. All right, so this is giving me some trouble as soon as it focuses. So a little trick here to get these studs that just will not come out. I put 2 of the nuts on there and then tighten it against each other and then loosen up the one from the back, and it should pull it out, and the force should be able to get that stud to break free. So yeah, I will try to show that right now and see if we can get this one off of here, because this one right here is pretty stuck. Hopefully my hands won't block this, but where is my 12? There it is. So put it on the back one, and then you should be able to loosen it this way, and the stud should break free. Should, I say, as he strains to turn the nut. Oh, there we go. Don't know if my hand's blocking there or not, but there we go. And there we go. Hopefully you can see that turning. Yeah, that's a little trick. Put 2 nuts on there, tighten them against each other, and it should come off no problem, hopefully. So, hour later, roundabout, and we are still with this stud in here right in the middle. It has now broken off, and I don't know what else to do here. I'm gonna have to probably figure out some kind of like thread tapper to get in there to help get it out. I don't know, but it is in there and it's broke off now, so I can't use my bolt trick. I got all the rest of them out that way, but this one right here is giving me issues apparently, and I don't know what to do. So yeah. All right, so I've been messing with that for so long. I'm just gonna move on. I can't sit here and mess with this thing all day long. I'll have to figure that out at some point in time. I need to get like an extractor to get in there, I guess. I'm not really sure if that'll even work. It might, but that stud is in there pretty well. And so yeah, I'll have to look that up, do some research, but I'm gonna move on to the intake manifold and get that off of there. As you can tell, probably I'm a little bit annoyed, but you know what? That's working on cars. Happens all the time. Things go wrong like that. You gotta adapt, figure it out, and keep moving on. So, yeah. I said it at the beginning of the video. I always do it. They should come out just fine. Blah, blah, blah. Nope. Are you a 12? Oh, you are. Very nice. You, sir, are a 14, which I don't understand. But you know what? It's fine. Oh, good, we're stripping it. Nothing like that. Come on, bro. Ta-da! Intake manifold. Hope we don't break any bolts on you. What is with the different size bolts on here? Oh look, we're stripping that one too. Come off. Maybe I just don't understand the torquiness of the intake manifold bolts, but I feel like I shouldn't need a breaker bar to get them off. Know what I mean? There's two studs back here too. So I ordered the kit to replace all these studs and all this stuff back here as well. So let's just cross our fingers that I don't break one of these studs too, because I'm not in the mood to to break another one today. God, okay. Whew. Next. All right. We're good now. All right, we got all those on top off, so I believe there are 4 more underneath, so I'm gonna go under the car, get those off the bottom there, and then the intake manifold and throttle body, all that stuff should come right off. Okie dokie, now, got all those off on the bottom, so this thing should come right off. Let me rotate the dipstick there a little bit. Bruh, what's holding you on? That bracket? So there's a bracket down there that's holding me. So there's a stud and a bracket. And the bracket is keeping me from moving this thing off of the car. Come on, bro. All right, hang on. Okay, so said bracket went to the alternator. And so I got both the bolts holding that on off. So now this thing should come off. What is the dealio? Bracket is away. Aha! Now we're golden. Out you come, baby. All right, both manifolds are off the car. That is a lot of space back there that I have opened up now that I can get in there and work. Maybe I can trace out those wires for the ACD, who knows? That's got me in a bit of a headache, but we're gonna try that as well. But yeah, that opened up a lot of space back there. I'm also thinking, like, do I just replace the alternator now instead of having to worry about that later? Because that would be a pain in the ass, and I've seen some guys try to do that with everything still on the car, and it's a pain. So I'm like, do I replace it now or do I wait? But anyway, sidetracking. Lots of space. Now we are to the point where the transmission can come off. So here we go. All right, now that that is taken care of, I think I can mount my engine support beam. So, oops. Yeah, coming in hot. There we go. It's a good spot, I think. I don't particularly know if that's okay, but looks like it's lined up properly with what I'm trying to accomplish here. So let me do some minor adjusting, as you do, you know. All right, I'm gonna mount a couple more things to the beam here, the hooks and whatnot, and then I'll jump back and we will have this thing mounted up. Okay, first step 2, getting the transmission off of the car. Gotta undo the starter here. So there's a couple bolts there and a sensor, I do believe, and then the starter has to come off. And yes, my oil return line is on upside down. I just put it there to plug up the hole to the oil pan. So yes, that is upside down. But starter. All right, so on the starter, there should be just this plug that unplugs, and then this one bolt here, and that should get the starter on its way off. So undo that bolt first, and huzzah. And now there are 2 bolts, one here and then one up here, and that should allow the starter to drop right out. So let's give that a whirl. Yeah. Holy cannoli. Oh wait, I'm tightening it. So that, all right. Next bolt is this fellow right here, from what I have gathered. So let's get that off of there. Oof. Boy, with the motor loose, it's a little bit hard. Let me try to grab this right here, hopefully. Oh, Lord have mercy. Got it though. Boy, that is, all right, there we go. Ew, look at that corrosion. Hot damn. All right, so now the starter should come right out. And wow, that looks friggin' terrible. Okay, so next is the inspection cover right here, which is supposed to be held on by 4 bolts, but there's one missing there and there's one missing on the other side. So there's 2 that go to the block, which I don't have, and then there's 2 right here that bolts onto the transmission. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove these 2 bolts, and this inspection cover should fall right out because, you know, no hardware. All right, we got that little cover off of there. It's like a little half moon thing, not very big actually. And then now we're moving on to the slave cylinder. There are 2 bolts right here and here that hold on the slave cylinder. Those come off, and then the slave cylinder should come off as well. All right, got both those bolts out. They weren't very tight. This one was tight because it was cross-threaded, but yeah, slave cylinder comes right off, and boy, this thing is super gross, kind of rusty. I may need to get another one of these that's like coated and stuff like that, but yeah, that is out of the way now. All right, next up is what I have heard to be the hardest part, and that is releasing the throwout bearing here, this little guy, from the underside of the transmission. Let me show you here real quick. I've already removed the inspection cover right here, this little plug, got that out of the way, and so you guys stick a screwdriver up in there and kind of like rotate it to get it to pop off. I have a general idea of what I need to do, but I have never done this before, so I don't have a good way of showing you guys what I'm doing here. So I'll set up the camera and I'll show you a time lapse of what I'm doing and see how long it takes. But this is supposedly the hardest part of the job, so if I can get it off of there fairly quickly, I'll be satisfied. But yeah, here we go. All right, so screwdriver into the hole between the little metal ring and the little clip in there, and just like that, it looks like. And then you need to push the bearing, the throwout bearing, into that, and then rotate. Harder than it looks. All right, let's see. It's not doing its thing there. I need it to click. I need you to click, my guy. All right, I've got it where it needs to be there. Now I just need it to click off. All right, maybe I need a bigger screwdriver. It's got more oomph behind it, you know what I mean? Oh, did it? No, it did not. Did it come off? No. Couldn't have. It didn't make the sound. There was no sound. It does look funny though. It just clicked, and it was so close. I don't know if you heard that or not, but it was like right there. All right, let's try that again. We're gonna push the bearing and then rotate. Did that work? It did the click. It did the clicky. Be my light. It did the click. Ha! It's off. Look at that. Well, that didn't take long at all. Still, that, you know, I could see where that would be a gigantic pain, but yeah, it appears to be off. It looks good to me. So, all right, I'm gonna call that good. Okay, so that's exciting. Now that that part is done, we can begin taking off the bolts that mount this thing to the motor. And so there's one right here, there are 2 up here, and then there's some more on the back side, I believe, and then we're that much closer. We have the mount right here that has to come off as well. But yeah, we are moving right along, we're right there. It's getting close. Moving right along, moving right along. Is it 12 or 14? It's a 14, isn't it? Where'd my 14 go? But I needed that. I need that pretty badly, actually. There we go. All right, so let's, that wasn't very tight. Hope you can see that. I think I have it zoomed in, but that was two. All right, there was too much stuff in the way. So now I should be able to get in there. I think I have one too many extensions on here. So let me, and that should get it. And huzzah. Now, before I go loosening these up, I'm going to put my jack under the transmission really quickly. It's not going to come off right now, but I just want to have that under there. Okay, so we now have it supported from the underside there with the jack. And so this might look a little bit different if you've watched other videos doing this and whatnot, because I've already got that rear motor mount and everything back there off, the subframe's out, all that kind of stuff. And so as I've said before, and I'll say it again, taking the whole car apart is the way to go for this kind of stuff, because it gets everything out of the way. It makes it easier. There's not a lot going on. So it should just drop right out, but I'm going to do this as if it was not, as if the subframe was still in the car and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to try to get these 4 studs, these little nuts off here first, and then get this trans mount off, and then we'll try dropping it out. Oh yeah, real quick to expand on this, along with having that rear motor mount out and all that kind of stuff, there's one more bolt behind here you have to remove. I made the mistake of thinking that that was part of what held the transfer case to the transmission before, and it was not. It went to the motor, and so I already had this bolt in the back out. So there is one more bolt back there you have to remove, but based off of that, everything I've shown so far should be up to speed up to these 4 studs. So yeah. Woo! Hello. Broke that one free. Oh, broke that one free. Tell you what, I wonder if the stud is moving as well. Anyway, carry on to the ones in the back. Oh, broke that one free. One more. Oh, goodness. That one is also broke free. So, awesome. Woo! So that one, the stud came out with it. So, yes, sir. Yeah, so I had assumed that would happen. They're pretty rusty, so I figured the stud would come out with the nut. But yeah, one did that, so let's see if the other ones do it too. So I think, yep, I think this came out with the stud as well. So yeah, 2 out of 4, not bad. Okay, so one more bolt. We got this trans mount thing here that goes through the frame of the car. Got that one left on there, and after that, we should be good to go. Yes, sir. All right. So I have it jacked up a little bit, so it's going to come out pretty easily, I feel like. Yeah. All right. Cool. So now, based off of everything I know, this thing is ready to drop out. So I'm going to show the whole thing here. Hopefully it goes smoothly for my sake, but maybe we'll catch some funny stuff here and there. But yeah, come out smoothly, please. Okay, real quick, this bolt right here, I forgot that one. That one also has to come out, so, yeah. Hell yes! All right, hot damn, we got that thing out of there. I am super, super pumped on that. I would have never thought to do this. This was always super daunting to me, but by God, we did it. There was one more bolt that I had to take off, this little shield right here. There was like a little 10mm holding it on there. Had to get that off of there, but once that came off, it slid right off of there and dropped right out. So, damn. All right, so next up, I'm gonna go ahead and take the transmission off the jack, put the jack back under the car with that block of wood to help support the oil pan here. We have the chain and whatnot there, but for some reason I'm still kind of anxious about that. So I'm gonna put that back under there to help support that, and then we should be good. All right, so next up, I was going to attempt to remove this slave cylinder line. I've ordered the driver mod, quote unquote, And so it's a stainless steel line that runs all the way back into there. And I am not 100% sure how I'm gonna get to that right now. So I need to look that up a little bit more. So with that being said, I'm gonna end this one off here. We got a ton of work done today. I am very, very pumped on getting that transmission out. Pretty bummed on that little stud in the cylinder head, but we'll figure that out, get it out of there eventually. And yeah, moving right along. We are almost to the sanding stage on this thing. So yeah, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it very much as always. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the process, the progress. If you have any questions, drop those down there as well. Be glad to help much as I can, chat, whatever. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.